Mind reading. To some people, it's the ultimate superpower. You could know what everyone thinks about you, predict what they're gonna say, maybe even win every argument. Sounds perfect, right? Not exactly heroic, but when you look closer, it's way worse than you think. The thought overload. Here's the problem. Your brain already produces thousands of thoughts every single day. Some estimates say around 6,000 thoughts daily. Now imagine hearing not just your thoughts, but everyone else's too. You walk into a coffee shop and suddenly you're hearing the thoughts of 50 people at once. The barista worrying about rent, that guy thinking about his ex, someone planning their grocery list, the woman replaying an argument from last week, all at the same time, non-stop. Your brain can't filter it. You'll be drowning in a constant stream of other people's mental noise. Every conversation, every worry, every random thought. It would be like trying to listen to 50 radio stations playing simultaneously. You wouldn't be able to focus on anything. Your own thoughts would get lost in the chaos. And it's not just words. Thoughts come with emotions too. You'd feel their anxiety, their anger, their sadness. Every person's emotional state would crash into yours like waves. Someone's panic attack becomes your panic attack. Someone's depression seeps into your mind. You'd go insane within hours. Some people think they'd get used to it, but your brain isn't designed to process that much information. It would be cognitive overload on a level no human has ever experienced. Zero privacy for anyone. Picture this. You can read minds now, but here's the thing. If you can read minds, chances are you're not the only one with this power, which means everyone can read your mind too. Every embarrassing thought you've ever had, every time you judged someone, every secret crush, every petty moment of jealousy, all of it completely exposed. You can't hide anything anymore. That white lie you told, they know. That mean thought about your coworker, they heard it. You'd have to control every single thought, which is impossible. Try not thinking about something right now. See? The moment you try not to think about it, that's all you can think about. With mind reading, there's no such thing as privacy. Not for you, not for anyone. Relationships would collapse. Let's talk about your relationships. You love your partner, your friends, your family, but do you really want to know every single thing they think about you? Because here's the truth. People have thoughts they don't mean. Fleeting moments of annoyance. Random judgments, intrusive thoughts that pop up and disappear. Your best friend might think you're annoying when you tell them that one story again. Your partner might have a split-second thought about how someone else looks attractive. Your mom might think you're being dramatic. These are normal human thoughts that don't reflect how they actually feel about you. But with mind reading, you'd hear all of them. And you can't unhear them. Every relationship needs some mystery, some space, the ability to think something without immediately saying it. With mind reading, that's gone. You'd be hurt by thoughts that were never meant to hurt you. You'd destroy relationships over things people didn't even believe. Trust would be impossible because you'd always be searching for negative thoughts, and you'd always find them. You'd know too much. Here's something darker. With mind reading, you'd know things you can never unknow. You'd hear someone thinking about harming themselves. You'd pick up on someone planning something illegal. You'd detect lies, secrets, trauma that people have buried for years. What do you do with that information? You didn't ask for it. They didn't tell you. But now you know. Are you responsible for acting on every dark thought you hear? Do you have to report every bad intention? Most thoughts never become actions. Most dark moments pass, but with mind reading, you'd be constantly making impossible choices about what to do with information you were never supposed to have. You'd carry the weight of everyone's worst moments, every trauma, every pain, every violent thought that crossed their mind for a second. That's not power. That's torture. The death of authenticity. Think about how people act. We adjust our behavior based on who we're with. You're different with your boss than with your friends. You're more polite with strangers than with family. That's not being fake, that's being human. It's how society functions. Mind reading destroys all of that. Everyone would know you're just adjusting your thoughts around them. They'd know when you're forcing a smile, when you're pretending to care about their story, when you're thinking about leaving while they're still talking. All those small social behaviors that make relationships work would become impossible. And here's the thing, everyone would be doing it to you too. You'd never know if someone genuinely likes you or if they're just thinking nice thoughts because they know you're listening. Authenticity dies when there's no difference between thinking and speaking. When every thought is public, nothing is real anymore. Your own mind becomes your enemy. Let's say you're the only one with this power. Congratulations, you've just become the loneliest person on Earth. You can never turn it off. You hear everyone's real opinions about you all the time. You know secretly who dislikes you, who's using you, who's lying to your face. You'd become paranoid, isolated, unable to trust anyone because you know their thoughts don't always match their words. You'd push people away because hearing their unfiltered minds would be too much to handle. And the worst part, they'd have no idea why. They'd think you're acting crazy, reading into things that were never said out loud. Your own thoughts would betray you too. You'd think something mean about someone and immediately realize they probably think worse about you. You'd second guess every emotion because you know thoughts are just thoughts, but you can't stop hearing them as truth. Your mind would become a prison you can't escape from. The legal nightmare. Imagine the legal problems. Can your thoughts be used against you in court? If someone thinks about committing a crime but never does it, are they guilty? What about intrusive thoughts? Where's the line between thinking and intending? Mind reading would break the entire justice system. It would break the concept of free will. You can't be punished for thoughts you never acted on. But with mind reading, the distinction between thought and action would blur. People would be arrested for things they only imagined. Thought crimes would become real. Freedom itself would die. No more personal growth. Here's something people don't think about. Personal growth requires space to think bad thoughts and then choose not to act on them. It requires processing emotions privately, working through anger, jealousy, prejudice in your own head before deciding who you want to be. With mind reading, you don't get that space. Every bad thought is immediately public. You can't work through your flaws privately. You can't think something problematic and then correct yourself. The moment you think it, everyone knows. You'd be judged for your thoughts, that you were in the process of unlearning. There'd be no room for internal change because there'd be no internal anything. So yeah, mind reading might sound cool when you imagine reading your crush's mind or knowing what your boss really thinks, but in reality, it would destroy everything that makes human connection possible. Privacy, trust, authenticity, personal growth, all gone. You'd be trapped in an endless nightmare of other people's thoughts and your own, with no escape, ever. Mind reading wouldn't give you power, it would take away your humanity.